everyone, welcome back to Nautical Notes. I am Amrita and today we are diving into the biggest cybercrime story of 2025, arguably the most explosive since 2023. You have probably heard the headlines. French authorities have arrested notorious cybercriminals IntelBroker, ShinyHunters, Hollow, Noct, and Depressed, the masterminds behind BreachForums, in a sweeping operation across multiple regions in France. What makes this takedown so fascinating is how it unfolded in real time. How hidden clues, abrupt silences, and a single mistake exposed the real identities of these notorious admins. Over the next few minutes, I will walk you through how the law enforcement finally brought this dark web empire down, whose leaders stole and sold over $2 million in data, causing more than $25 million in losses to various businesses. The saga of the arrests start with IntelBroker, one of the owners of BreachForums. It was a dumb, silly mistake that brought down this notorious cybercriminal and in turn toppled the entire empire of BreachForums. The story is mind-boggling and dumb at the same time. And it took some time, and by that I mean years, for the law enforcement to finally nab IntelBroker and establish his real identity. The story starts all the way back in January 2023. Yup. In January 2023, the law enforcement did a control buy from IntelBroker, meaning they intentionally bought something from him to establish some connection and find leads. One of the important moves they made while making this purchase was that the undercover agents bought it for Bitcoin instead of Monero, and IntelBroker ended up humoring them and giving them a specific Bitcoin wallet address. Using this Bitcoin address, the law enforcement traced the transactions which had been seeded the same day by a ramp-on-ramp account. What is a ramp-on-ramp account? It refers to a type of gateway that lets users convert traditional money like US dollars, rupees, or British pounds into cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or vice versa. The blockchain timestamps showed that all the three wallets that they found were created in October 12, 2022, suggesting a linked setup to obscure the funds. And then the big reveal, the dumb part. The RAMP account required KYC and was registered with the UK provisional driver's license in the name of Kyle Logan West, with a matching date of birth. It doesn't end there, because when you make a mistake, you just have to screw it all the way up. The email that IntelBroker used for his RAMP account was registered on a Coinbase account under an alias named Kyle Northern. But once again, Coinbase's KYC showed that the real identity was Kai West. Anyways, law enforcement was able to get a hold of the email accounts used for the RAMP account and Coinbase, and this email account had received emails addressed to a Kai West associated with the UK university's housing program. Then in November 2022, the law enforcement found an email called kyle.northern1337, a Gmail account with a photo of Kai West's license. Agents then seized this Gmail account via a warrant and found scans of West's license, a student certificate in his name, and other personal documents, all tied to the same email account. Furthermore, the IP logs showed that the Gmail account and IntelBroker's BreachForums and Twitter accounts were accessed from the same IP ranges at overlapping times. Investigators went ahead, also reviewed YouTube view histories on West's personal email, videos watched minutes before IntelBroker posted the same links publicly on the forum, cementing the link between Kai West's real-world activity and the hacker alias. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was how IntelBroker or Kai West, was outed. What is very interesting about these arrests is the timeline of the events, something that I got to observe in real time. If you break down the timeline, one can sort of witness the law enforcement in action as they went ahead and nabbed these elusive and anonymous cybercriminals. While we heard the story of the high-level arrests in June 2025, IntelBroker was actually arrested in February 2025, but this news did not become public until recently in June. IntelBroker's arrest also coincided with the actor's Twitter account going silent after February, which should have been a clue, but no one thought anything of it. And what I think is that it was IntelBroker's arrest that led to the other arrests. To be fair, this has not been explicitly stated by the law enforcement, but some of the clues are available in the US complaint copy, which I will refer to read now. The details given by the FBI indicated that the law enforcement had gained access to IntelBroker's BreachForums account. They could see all the posts and interactions he had, and they were monitoring BreachForums after his arrest. You see, IntelBroker was arrested in February and nobody knew about it, not even his fellow cybercriminal associates. But BreachForums, on the other hand, was still functional. So nobody probably thought to check on a missing owner of the platform. All till mid-April 2025, I saw BreachForums was quite active as usual. And then boom, on April 15, 2025, the news broke that BreachForums' original domain was found showing a 502 bad gateway error on both its ClearNet and Onion links, meaning there was some sort of outage going on. Then came the speculations, and they were unending. There were speculations on other dark web forums that BreachForums had been operating as an FBI honeypot since mid-March 2025 as part of some operation. We don't know if this is true, it has not been verified. For several weeks, many domains called breachforums.this, breachforums.that, or something else were put on sale by various dark web users on other forums, most notably dark forums. Were any of these domains legit? We don't know. So far, till the posting of this video, no dark web forum named BreachForums or anything like that has made a functional appearance. These threat actors were very likely trying to scam other cybercriminals or at least gain some attention to themselves by making these false claims, which happens all the time in the cybercrime network. There were some very legitimate messages around BreachForums as well around this time. For example, on April 28th, there was an admin message left on the original BreachForums domain saying that the team behind it had shut down the infrastructure due to the presence of a vulnerability. The team in the message also claimed that the domain was not compromised and that none of its team members were arrested. This message was attributed to ShinyHunters, co-owners of BreachForums. And then, sometime between May 2025 and the first week of June, IntelBroker appeared once again online for the first time since February. Yes, you heard that right. I did say IntelBroker. He left a comment with a profanity in it on another BreachForums domain. His message to the message board got others talking as well. And since the last appearance on April 28th, ShinyHunters returned as well, leaving a message in response to IntelBroker. ShinyHunters and others were planning to prop up this new BreachForums domain. And then, once again, there was radio silence until we finally heard of the arrests. So what exactly happened between IntelBroker's arrest, BreachForums outage, and the ShinyHunters and the others' arrests? This is what I think happened. Law enforcement quietly seized IntelBroker's BreachForums credentials, one of the co-owners' credentials, when he was arrested in February 2025. Using those credentials, they monitored all the forum traffic. When the ClearNet and Onion domains went down with a 502 byte gateway error in mid-April, law enforcement held the site's back-end but let members speculate about the downtime. In late May or early June, they set up a temporary mirror of BreachForums on a new domain, logging in as IntelBroker to post a message. ShinyHunters and other core admins responded to that post thinking they were reconnecting with IntelBroker, revealing their own login patterns and metadata. And perhaps law enforcement was keeping in contact with ShinyHunters and others throughout the period after IntelBroker's arrest. From these interactions and the account access, investigators probably mapped out the remaining administrators' identities and locations. And on June 23, 2025, French cybercrime units used that intelligence to arrest ShinyHunters, Hollow, Noct, and Depressed in coordinated raids. It sounds like the plot of a movie for sure. I hope they do make a good movie of this one day. It should be good though. Anyways, for now, BreachForums still remains in the news despite the arrest of its owners, with rumors that a new domain will return soon. Most prominently, a threat actor named Hassan announced on July 1st that a brand new BreachForums clone has gone live, built from scratch by him and another admin. In a bid to stay under the radar, the operators banned any posts from the 9 Eyes countries and government breaches. A move Hassan estimates will sacrifice 10 to 20% of their revenue, but believes it is necessary to avoid any immediate law enforcement attention. The 9 Eyes countries include the United States and some other European countries. Yet barely 24 hours after this domain went live, a user called Test55 claimed to have exploited a vulnerability, giving them access to the backend server IP as well as IP addresses of every visitor. It seems even this fresh start might already be riddled with the same security holes that brought down its predecessors. Going by history, however, I do think that BreachForums domain will be back once again in time. This is not the first time BreachForums was taken down by the law enforcement. It was done so in 2023 as well, resulting in its owner's arrest, following which ShinyHunters stepped up to do it again. And now that has also been dismantled. We need to wait and see who's going to be the new owners of BreachForums and whether it will be back again at all. Thank you for watching this video, and for all the people who have been watching my previous video, thank you very much. I have seen the comments and they mean a lot to me. I will try to improve the quality of my videos going forward. I've been putting a lot of effort and I hope to keep up the consistency of my uploads. Thank you very much.